Hello. This is a prepaid debit call from
No, sir.
an inmate at the Virginia Department of Corrections, Red Onion State Prison. To accept this call, press 0. To refuse it. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording.
My name, Sheikh Nobu Kevin Avon Minilek Shatik Kempel. At the time I got arrested, it was July 5th, 1978, and I was charged with an armed robbery, of which at the time I didn't commit the crime I was arrested for. I ran into some guys. I was on my way back from Manhattan. I ran into some guys that lived in the projects downtown. So these folks were going to like a party, but I didn't know at the time that I was like maybe 16, 17. I didn't know at the time that they was following some guy. Long story short, they robbed them. I didn't see if they had any weapons or how they robbed them. I just was trying to stop it. I told them not to rob the guy, like, and I helped the guy up. But at that time, it was a bad time, especially like in Brooklyn, because at that time, the cops was shooting people with shiny objects at that time, if you remember. And so we wouldn't hit like in a lot. I didn't feel safe in a lot. So I walked me and one of the guys, who was just a bystander, along with his partners. We were walking up the block and the undercover narcs, they jump out. So we saw them, but we just pretended like, we just walking up the block. Long story short, they said, stop. Stop, and turned around, and the guy that got robbed pointed directly at me.
My name, Robert Lee Brown Jr. Charged. Got 2 counts of aggravated malicious wounding. Gave me 75 years, 30 years suspended. They discharged for felony use of a firearm and granted me immunity on 3 counts of second-degree murder.
Bank larceny. Sentenced 5 years.
My prison time, my time system started in 1973 to 1980. So that was the extent of my time like in the system.
As far as had a court case winning shit, this shit was job crazy and shit, cause like motherfucking this shit all wrapped up and like within 6 months and shit, I was forced to plead out. Motherfucking like when I filed for my motion to discovery and shit, maternal affairs, they threw me in the bang and shit. Cause at the time I ain't know my mans had told on me and shit, but he was down in jail on some other shit, some trespass and shit. For the right, he made a statement and shit, gave them all the information they had needed and shit. Motherfuckers, they knew I was trying to go to court and shit, try to motherfucking battle this shit, but my lawyer fucked around and worked against me and shit. That shit just got crazy and shit.
It went cool, because I was never in trouble before, like misdemeanors and shit. But I was looking at 5, but he cut it down to like 4. Yeah, he cut it down to 4 years. I had 3 years in jail and a year on probation.
I was definitely well-loaded. I definitely planned on, at this day and time, I didn't know the stuff I knew now then. I was railroaded. And the snakes I got busted with, who actually committed many crime, they turned states on me because I had not long came home from Rikers Island. I wasn't even home 6 months. And this incident happened. So with that being on my record, one day they called them into court and then called me into court. You know what I'm saying? And I knew right then and there they turned states on me, but I never saw them again. So after that, they called them into court by themselves and called me into court by myself. First they offered me 7 years. I turned around and walked out the court. I said, fuck that, I'm not gonna take no 7 years. But like I said, I didn't know what I know now then, because had I had known that, I would have fought the case, more than likely beat the case. But then again, I look at it as payback for the things that I did and didn't get caught for. So see, I'm not going to just play the role like I was such a goody-goody, because I certainly was not. So I do believe that if I would have beat the case, I think that was, I strongly feel that Allah wanted to get me off the streets, because at the time I was wild, you know, and I was doing like a lot of dumb things that we do when we're young. So that being said, you know, me getting arrested was a curse and a blessing, like at the same time. So I definitely got railroaded by the courts, but I was smart enough not to take 7 years. Instead, I took 3. So when I already had like at least about a year and some change already in. So I still consider myself blessed.
As far as what facilities I've been at, I went to Mecklenburg receiving and shit. I ain't last long there, so I got emergency transfer. We got it cracking on the yard and shit. Blood niggas and shit. So they told the gang John gave the order. So they sent me up to the mountains and shit. So out of receiving, within my first 17 months, I've been in 3 different spreads. I did like 10, 11 months on King Mountain. Me and one of the homies, we got 12 with the hammer and shit. They hit the hut. So I ate the charge and shit. Got set up. Went to Wallace Ridge. Did like, say about 6 months on Wallace Ridge. That's where me and the other homie, we got it in with the Jakes and shit. Shit got crazy right there and shit. Went to Red Onion, where I'm at right now. I've been here since August 3rd, 2011.
DeKalb County, Fulton County, and I went to the feds. Yeah.
Well, I was in Rikers Island, C-74, I was in C-71. Then from there, I went upstate to Elmira, Coxsackie. I came home from Fishkill. So I was in like 3 facilities.
As far as the worst thing I've seen amongst inmates, that shit crazy. Is like, when I first got here, this shit got to see the worst. Like, cats told me straight up, like, if I don't throw shit, I don't go hard. And like, that's what they do out here. They fill up an empty lotion bottle or shampoo bottle up with shit and piss, and they screw each other down and shit. That's what they call gangsta out here and shit. Like, that shit drive wild as a motherfucker and shit. But
a lot of homo shit in there, you know. Walked in the dorm one time, I seen motherfucking 4 feet in the stall and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? The nigga peeked out, was riding somebody. I'm like, oh, no, what the fuck? Word, shit crazy, but besides that, I mean, a lot of homo shit going on in that shit. Had one time one nigga, I'm talking to the nigga, whatever, just came from the gym, like, yo, my fucking back hurt. The nigga asked me, yo, you need a massage. Like, nigga, what? Nigga,
no homo.
We're not doing that, boy. Come on. So I had to G-check the nigga. The nigga was looking like, oh, all right, well, you ain't on top of time. Nah. But besides that, nigga fucking around, had some type of beef shit. Nigga in the microwave, putting the motherfucking baby oil in the microwave. Nigga walked in the room, and the little, what you call it, the TV room, nigga threw the fucking baby oil on a nigga. Nigga skin just fell off and shit. Like a fucking robe type shit. Word. Word, that shit felt like a robe. Yeah. That shit was crazy.
One of the worst things that I've seen amongst the inmates was a few rapes. You know, I've seen like a few robberies, some beat downs. I mean, not that much. I mean, like at my time of going to jail, it was a lot different from how it is today. You know, don't get me wrong. We had our rivals in there. We had our little cliques that we bumped heads with, like the Bronx would fight with Brooklyn and Queens would have clashes with Brooklyn and Manhattan, and you know we had the so-called Spanish against the so-called blacks and all that nonsense. So yeah, so we basically had that, but it wasn't like it is now. You know what I'm saying? Then like I'll throw you a fair one. You know, like every once in a while, man, you get a few stabbings, you know, like a riot type situation. Not that many.
As far as how the COs respond, they don't really get caught up in that shit because they get shit down too. That's the only way you really get shit done, dealing with the Jakes and shit in here. But
I mean, they came, shut down the whole dome and shit. Like that week, niggas had us on lockdown, like the whole week, took away the weights. Niggas did like shakedowns, found cell phones and shit. But yeah, we was like fucked up for like a week. Probably like two weeks. No visitation, none of
that. Most of the time, the COs didn't get involved until after it was all over. The COs really, like they are now, they really didn't care. But I wouldn't go that far. You had some cool COs, you had some fucked up COs. Now you have some like COs, if you had an issue, they'll let you shoot a fair one. They'll let you go to the gym, or they'll let you go like in the back of the hallway, or like in the day room, man, like you have, and y'all can have a fair one. You know, but like for the most part, man, for the most part, the COs is just who they were. CO. You had some who were cool, you had some like who wasn't. You had some that would let you do things, you had some like who would cut some slack, you had those like who were strict. Like who would be troublemakers. Depends on who they were. Because like it varied from one to another.
Some of them was cool. Some of them was cool. Some of them had a little short man mentality. You wanna, you know, because I'm 6'6" and shit. Niggas wanna try to press me because I'm big and shit. But yeah, most of them dudes was cool. You had the little few, you know, I'm from New York. You know, I was tall. Niggas like wanna be on this little big man shit. Niggas like 5 feet some shit. Wanna, you know, try to use their authority, but. It is what it is, you know. Niggas ain't really press me on no bullshit. I ain't go to the hole or nothing like that. But
as far as how they treat me, I'm like public enemy number one in this motherfucker because I see going at the Jakes on the regular and shit. And worst thing they did to me, I mean, this shit back in 2011 and shit, August 3rd, they got me sent up here. Man, a little we cracked on the Jake. That shit was weak. Even though they got off on me like 3 times while I was in the handcuffs, but the worst shit I gotta say was New Year's, January 1st, 2015. I ended up hitting up the dude from DC, stabbed him and shit. Then I had the motherfucking stab the dog. But afterwards, when they got me down and shit, they put the motherfucking dog back on me, another dog and shit. Got the dog biting my arm, pulling that shit. Dog bite me in the ass and shit. Shit y'all funny, but after it was all said and done, I guess because I wasn't screaming. Motherfuckers ain't like that shit. So they told me to face the ground and shit. I'm all ripped down. This motherfucker stomped on the back of my head, cracked 3 of my teeth and shit. Shit something small, though. I ain't screaming none of that shit. I just ate that shit. Took that shit. Shit come with the territory, you know.
I never really had no real beef with them. I mean, like, once I was in there, I already knew I was there. So I just had to get my mindset on how I'm going to make the best of my time while I'm there. So, you know, I was smart enough, man, to get into different situations. Like,
Chill wasn't really on no bullshit besides, you know, doing little shakedowns and shit. Niggas had like Jordan, black t-shirt. You always supposed to have like gray t-shirts and shit, so they'd do like little shakedowns. throw niggas in a hole, you know, niggas come back like 6 months later type of shit. But besides that, it wasn't really doing nothing crazy. Yeah.
Man, like they would come with no warning, man, and just open up the cell and come in there, man, and toss everything out like on the search. You know, they would write you up for no reason. You know, you had a few that would nitpick at you for no reason. I mean, like it was like anything else. It was just like in the streets, except the only thing is that you're locked up. So it's not very much you could really do about it. I mean, so you just have to learn how to cope.
I mean, I had a little shank, but besides that, I think everybody had a shank. I ain't gonna hold you.
We had plenty of things, man, to make weapons out of. We could make them out of a toothbrush. At that time, man, they had the drop ceilings. So you know, the drop ceiling had some sword type things that stick down. We used to break those out the ceiling, man, and wrap them up, man, and have that. I mean, we had pipes. We had all kinds of things, man. Like if you worked in the shops, you know, man, like in the wood shop, work in the metal shop, man. You know, it's all kinds of things, man. Yeah, there's some weapons up in there. It has even gone as far as having firearms up in there. A couple people got shot in it. You know, so like, yeah, man. I mean, like it's just like in the streets. It's who you know.
As far as the safety up in here, can't really say it's safe, but at the same time, I think the whole system out here is on some PC shit for real. Like, dudes rather go at each other and shit. The Jakes run this shit for real. That's why, like, even the gang activity and shit, that shit is manipulated by the Jakes and shit. Jakes, they'll get one of your own homies to put a motherfucker bang in your cell. Or they'll do that shit themselves and shit. I mean, shit just crazy as hell, wow. Shit crazy.
Huh? Hell no. I protect my fucking self. The fucking COs didn't care nothing about protecting you. I mean, they're just there to do a job. You know what I'm saying? You got to still defend yourself and look out for yourself. Shit, man, CO protect you. Those are the ones who set you up. I mean, so like, especially for those who come in there, man, that mess with children, or especially those who come in there, man, that rob and rape old people. Nah, man, the COs, they toss a man to us, and I ain't gotta. I don't have to let you know what happened after that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, so no, CO don't protect you. I mean, they will go as far as to put you in protective custody, but you can still get had there. So, like, I mean, come on. I mean,
like my first day or my first week and here, I mean, it's different on different spreads and shit. Like I said, like up here, like when I first got up here, my first week up here and shit, I wouldn't even come out the cell for real unless it was to take a shower. I ain't do a whole bunch of outside rap because you call me a bitch if you want, but I'm the type of cat, you ain't gonna shit me down, you feel me? Like, I don't know what type of mindset these cats had and shit, but they were just throwing shit everywhere, the whole yard with shit. Motherfucking other spreads, though, shit was alright because it was like a lower level and shit.
First day. Well, it depends on who you are. Like it would be normal for like if it's your first time and to be scared because you don't know what to expect. You hear all these different stories about, you know, you go in there, they're gonna fuck you in your ass or nothing. It's not like that, you know. It is, but it isn't. You know, it depends on you and how you conduct yourself. I mean, if you act like a chump, then you already know what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? So I mean, for the most part, man, you stick man to yourself, man, you mind your business. I mean, man, you keep your head low, you know what I'm saying? Don't try to, you know, get to know people and all that, man. Allow things to happen when they're supposed to happen. I mean, so, and like the first week, just like the first day, you know what I mean? You have to still try to feel things out. I'm not going to sit up and tell you that there ain't nobody going to test you, because somebody is going to test you. But if they do, man, you fucking wild out on their ass. You know what I'm saying? Make an example out of them in front of everybody else, and you ain't got no more problem. Just like any place else. Like I said, it's just like on the street, except you're all locked up, man, together. So you got all different types of personalities. So you can't let nothing slide. You can't let nobody try to play you, man. The moment they fucking play you, man, you act on it right then and there. So that'll let everybody else see that he ain't having it. I mean, and that's that. And then from there, man, like I'm quite sure you better be all right. If not, then I don't know what to say. You know, I took it from people under my wing because I didn't want to see them taken advantage of. Maybe somebody else would, but I mean, you got to be careful, man, with that too, because you don't know what type of person to take you up under his or her wing. You know what I mean? So, you know, you always got to know what their if they have your best intentions at heart. But like I said, man, it's a crapshoot, man.
The food in here, like, I'm on a special diet and shit, because I can't eat half the shit that they serve. Like, most of the shit in the kitchen, the packaging on the label, that shit say, for inmate use only, do not feed the children. So, that shit right there alone will tell you that shit ain't safe. Like, I just get a bunch of beans, peanut butter, eggs, and shit like that, because they meat ain't even meat and shit.
Well, the food I ate was good, but basically, man, the food was a lot of starch. Rice, potatoes, fucking bread, rice, potatoes, bread. Once in a while, man, you get a day where you get burgers or you get some chicken. You know, those are the luxury days. You know, Salisbury steak, something like that. But like I said, I worked in the mess hall. I worked in the officers' mess hall and population. So I ate well. Now, me and my crew, all of us, we ate well. So, you know, but primarily for the general population, they just have to eat whatever they had. Like, I'm gonna go on the menu. Some days it was good, some days it sucked. Especially like in the morning, man, the breakfast was it sucked because then they had a lot of powdered eggs and pork. But like I said, I worked in the mess hall, so I didn't eat like that. I ate well.
Boy, I was in the feds. That fucking food was marvelous, nigga. Turkey wings or motherfucking watermelon black, nigga, fried fish. On the holidays, is the best, boy. Word. Thanksgiving, ate like kings. But besides that, if it ain't the holidays, we eat some regular fucking fucking ham hog type shit, nigga. Yeah. But it was like the holidays was the best when you food wise.
I mean, without people like you, cuz, and my mom used to hold me down and shit. Got you holding me down. Sis used to hold me down because she got married to some clown from Jersey and shit. Motherfucking, my baby mother, she was holding me down till they stopped the money order shit, switched to the J place shit. Me and her, we can't really have a motherfucking contact shit. Like, one of my charges and shit goes back to her, like Mother's Day. Motherfucking, I ended up splitting her motherfucking face and shit. Shit got crazy and shit. So he tried to set me up, get robbed and shit. Then he tried to play me over my son, but yeah, that shit got crazy right there and shit. Other shorty, she ended up getting hit up over some bullshit ass dispute, but that shit was neither here nor there, but motherfucking, that was wifey, homegirl. Wifey, she still hold me down and shit. She do what she can when she can and shit. Got a couple homies from the hood, they reach out from here and there, but
what I had support, I received correspondences, you know, from my moms and from my sister, my partner Bones, he used to come up and see me, and once in a while, if he had it, he put something like in my commissary. Outside of that, I made it all right there.
Okay.
So I didn't really look for nobody outside to take care of me because I put myself in there. It wasn't their fault, I was there. So I didn't put nobody, I didn't make it like anybody was obligated to send me money because they weren't, and they still had to live their lives. So I've always been realistic.
I'm saying, as far as the racial divide and shit, is yes and no, right? You got some instances where a lot of the white dudes are more loyal to the black dudes than we are to ourselves, right? It's mostly divided amongst our own, for real, right? Like amongst the blacks in here, cause like where I'm at, I'm in the mountains and shit. Ain't really nothing but white jakes and shit working up here. Only blacks you really gonna see is the inmates and shit. Motherfucking, and I think a lot of this gang shit got to do with it too, right? Like, we go head up, crib versus crib, blood versus blood. So that too is kind of why, like, the civilians, like the white civilians and shit, a lot of us gravitate towards them, they gravitate towards us and shit as opposed to us gravitating towards each other and shit for real, right? But there ain't really no race wars and shit like that, right? It's mainly, it's territorial here. I put it like that. It's, if you from this city and I'm from that city, we gonna beef over shit like that for real, right? Like, it ain't really about the color.
I mean, racism, man. There's only one race, man, the human race. I would say yes, it's you have your degree of prejudice. Of course it's there. You'd be naive not to think it is. It's not. I don't call it racism because there's only one race. Oh man, all kinds of corruption. Like, I mean, and they turn their back and shit's going on in the yard, turn their back and smoking weed, man. They know certain things is coming through commissary, all kinds of stuff, man. The corruption, that's a part of how like America was built, on corruption. So I mean, yes, it's just like any place else, man. If you have enough, if you have enough of this, you know, anything is possible. And I see you guys have sex with the female COs, you know, and you guys who's having like affairs with them, man, all kinds of stuff, man. You know.
Well, shit. I mean, I'm out now. I was smashing a little CO chick, whatever. But you also had, you know, I mean, a CO chick bringing me phones, cell phones. Then I was also bringing cell phones in for other niggas. You had the CO hitting niggas off with like shanks and shit. But you have to pay like you weigh though. You have to get the money to the visitation, then you hit them all with bread, and they'll make sure you're good.
Please, yeah, man, you can get high, man. It's always drugs in prison, always. And probably always will be. You know what I mean? So I know me, like my crew, man, we used to make our homemade wine, smoke our weed, the whole nine. So I mean, and then you had heroin in there, PCP, acid, whatever man you want. Like I said, it depends on who you know. So yes, all of the above.
Yeah, hell yeah. Niggas had coke, weed. All I know is coke and weed. I don't fuck with no coke, but I'll definitely smoke that weed.
Let's see, like, as far as how would I improve the system, I mean, I thought on that joint, but at the same time, honestly, I don't think the system needs to get improved because, like, everything in life serves its purpose. The flaws in the system and shit needed. It balance things out and shit. Plus, more so, like, if there wasn't no flaws, a lot of cats in here wouldn't even see learning the law, trying to get out. So, in a sense, the flaws, they are designed to motivate us and shit. I mean, most cats might not see it like that, but that's what that shit is for, is to motivate us to either get out or give up and shit. Without the floor, niggas just continue to motherfucker and shit. I feel like prison ain't designed to make us better civilians. It's designed to make us better criminals and shit.
Just like in the street, you got cats in there that lay back, and the whole time they there, they planning on how they gonna do their crime even more slicker next time. It's fucking insane. Oh man, when I get back out there, man, I'm gonna let them know who I am. Insane. Instead, what was on my mind was, man, I ain't ever coming back in this motherfucker ever again. I had enough of this. I don't have to go back 2 or 3 times to do 10, 20 years to see that I don't belong there. It's not a place for me. That was a place to put me in a place to get me to stop and think about what I want to do with my life. It would help to accept equality on equal terms, but we all know that that's not happening. It would help if people would educate themselves, because see, it's the people that make up any system. So like, if they're not really educated, about how to function like in the system, then you're gonna have still what we have now. Total chaos. You got some over here that feels this way, some that feels that way, until we break the barrier of self-education, actually having knowledge of how the system works and learn the law. You know what I'm saying? Because see, you must learn the length and angle and width of how the system works, and how you work in the system. Until those things are fixed, you got a long, long way to go, my brother. Long way to go. I don't see no fixing no time soon, especially with the current situation. Nationality should be at the forefront of each nation of human beings, of the human race. Because we are what our forefathers are, without a doubt, a contradiction. So, like I said, until we learn about ourselves and stop calling ourselves names that we were never supposedly called, like in the first place, find out who we are. Now I'm speaking about our people in specific. You're certainly not black, you're not African American, because African American, because this land wasn't called like America during the time that we ran this land. And that's just fact. We wasn't called black because the term didn't exist at the time. So we need to go back to our true names and heritages of who we are, Moors. You know what I'm saying? They came and called us Indian and all this other nonsense. So until we fix our own problems and stop accepting terms that are not constitutional, that has no real legal standing, we're going to always be caught up in a corrupt system, because we're still living as a corrupt people. I mean, I can get really deep into this, but it should be self-explanatory. Sorry to step on your toes, but Black lives doesn't matter. To this day, they still don't care about that. Yeah, well, they did a few things just to make you think that they're acting on it, but black's an adjective, if you know your parts of speech. African Americans are oxymoron. You can't be African and American. How is that? Well, what was this land called before it was called like America? What did they call us melanated people before they called us black? So see, you need to get back at that. But see, nobody is really looking at that. So you said, how can things get fixed? You got you got our political so-called leaders. They're promoting the shit heavier than they're promoting it like even more so. Oh, they paint it like in the streets. That don't have no constitutional standing. It never did, it never will. The Dred Scott case of 1857 proves that. George Washington made a quote that proves that. So nobody wants to talk about that. No, you talk about that, oh, you're radical, you're this. You're damn right then. If me being right about who I am in terms of my true heritage, if that's being radical, then so mote it be. So be it. But that's what we should be really focusing on our energies on. Look, all that protesting they did, nothing's changed. Have you seen a change? So now, okay, yes, we lost a good elder by the name of John Lewis. All the years he fought for this, it still didn't change. Oh, they built an African American museum. Oh, they give you Black History Month, but nobody speaks about who gave you your nationality. Noble Drew Ali. When you gonna talk about him? Talk about all these black people, but we're gonna talk about Moorish Americans. And don't think they don't know who we are, because they do know who we are. So you ask me how to fix the system. You fix the system through education. And we fix it by stopping the nonsense like amongst each other.
I mean, I won't say that it changed me, but I say it helped me evolve. It helped me evolve in a sense for the better and for the worse. But like I said, it all goes hand in hand, right? It's like a lot of the bad shit that I incorporated, I can in turn use that shit for something positive down the line, you feel me? And a lot of the good shit, I just feel like I learned in a fucked up way, for real. Like, a lot of the knowledge I obtained and shit, I mean, I guess if I had to choose one or the other, I'd say it helped me in a good way, right? I had to say it helped me in a good way. I got my GED since I've been in here and shit. I've been bullshitting with that. I got kicked out of school back in 2006 and shit. They banned me from all schools in New York City. I caught a gang-related assault charge and shit. And I kept getting locked up, robbing students and shit like that. But, I mean, it gave me time to sit down and think, see things for what they really is and shit. Like on the land, I wasn't doing no thinking. I was an action dude. I didn't do all the dreaming. I was just straight to it.
Hell yeah, shit really irritated me. Waking up to motherfucking hearing niggas' voices every day. You ain't got no bitches in there. You just trapped behind that wall. That shit changed me. The fucking crazy thing about it, when I was sitting there, my fucking room was like next to the fucking where you check in at. Everybody coming in there was black. Everybody coming in there black and young. So that kind of like changed me. Like, damn, we all in here. So that shit kind of changed me. Facts.
It changed me a lot because it made me see that they don't give a fuck about it. My rehabilitation, let me tell you something about the rehabilitation. That's all bullshit, just like black and African American terms are bullshit. There's no, you rehabilitate your goddamn self. They got programs there, but you have to be willing to want to do it. Like I said, I came home June 30th, 1980. You do the math.
Nah, that didn't give me nothing. Ain't gonna give me nothing. I mean, I was trying to find a job. I can't find a job and shit because I got a bank robbery charge. So I couldn't find a job and shit. So they ain't really help me for shit. Everything I got by myself.
But when I'm set to come out, like with my good time, my release date is like December 2nd, 2051. 2051 and shit.